Leafs Nation, we've got another big name to talk about, and this one could really shake up the rumor mill if it ever hits the market. We're talking about Alex Tuch of the Buffalo Sabres, a player who combines size, scoring, and surprisingly strong defensive play. The kind of winger that every contender dreams about having on their roster. Tuch is a two-time 36-goal scorer, and he's been consistently reliable throughout his career. But what often gets overlooked is his defensive game. Over his career, he's racked up way more takeaways than giveaways, and last season he blocked over 100 shots. A number that shows he is not afraid to get in front of the puck and battle in the dirty areas. He even finished 15th in Selke Trophy voting, which speaks volumes about his two-way ability. So this isn't just a pure scorer. He is a complete winger who can play on both ends of the ice. Now, the Sabres situation is key here. Buffalo has the longest playoff drought in the NHL, and they clearly in win-now mode after adding back key pieces from last season's roster. Tuch will almost certainly stay in Buffalo for most of next season, as they try to end that streak. But if they falter again, and let's be honest, it wouldn't be a huge surprise. He could become a prime trade candidate, especially given his size, scoring, and versatility. Here's where things get tricky for Toronto. Tuch is an unrestricted free agent in the summer of 2026. Which means any team trading for him would need to consider the risk of losing him after just a year or two. He's likely looking at a $7 to $8 million AAV on his next contract. So acquiring him without some assurance he'll stay could be risky, and the Maple Leafs, already balancing a cap crunch and multiple roster needs, might find that price prohibitive, especially when you consider the talent coming in the 2026 UFA class. Another big hurdle. Buffalo may be hesitant to deal Tuch to a divisional rival. Trading a player of his caliber to a team like Toronto, a direct competitor in the Atlantic Division, could come back to haunt them if he ends up dominating against the Sabres multiple times a season. That makes the Leafs' pursuit even more complicated. But let's play the what-if game for a moment. Imagine Tuch on Matthews' right wing, with Knies or another top-six option on the left. He brings size, he brings finishing ability, and he brings defensive responsibility. He's the type of player who can make a top-line dominant while still contributing to penalty killing and defensive zone coverage. From a pure hockey perspective, it's a dream fit. However, there's also the reality check. Cost, division rivalry, and future contract uncertainty all make this a high-risk, high-reward scenario. Toronto could pull the trigger if they want to make a statement and go all in, but it would require careful negotiation and maybe even some creative contract maneuvering. So, Leafs fans, would you want Alex Tuch in Toronto if the Sabres ever decided to move him? Is he worth the risk of a hefty price tag and contract uncertainty, or should the Leafs focus their resources elsewhere, maybe targeting younger, long-term options or waiting for the 2026 UFA class? At the end of the day, Tuch is exactly the kind of player who gets fans talking, speculating, and imagining what a revamped Leafs top six could look like. And even if nothing comes of it, it's the kind of rumor that makes the offseason exciting. A glimpse of what could be if the stars align just right.